Welcome to San Andreas, I'm CJ from Grove Street. Land of the heinous, gangbangers in cold heat. In Los Santos, neighbors get no sleep. Beefing with anybody, competing, even police. Fold deep in the green rag with gold feet. Blast with the flag on the strap, that's OG. Stay in shape, hit the gym, lift the weights. Get super cutter, big and buff, nice and straight. You got stats, respect, weapon skill. Stamina, muscle, fat, and sex appeal. You get clothes from Binkos and Prolapse. Suburban zip, victim and desatch. Watch your back when in rival hoods. They'll test just to guess if your survival's good. Ducking shells at the clucking bell. Jump out, busting, gunning till they tuck their tail. It seemed like I'm on impossible missions. Twisted predicaments, hostile positions. Tenpenny and Pulaski harass me. Cop cars been on our ass the last past week. Cause the Dre is full of gangsters, homeboy. Hands is the language for the bangers, homeboy. And it's dangerous, homeboy. Get your brains blue for how you do your fingers, homeboy. Heat cock, we poppin' hot ones. Dump them out in the block. Shake before the cops come. Listen for sirens, they don't got none. Back another lap, catch a straggler with the shotgun. Hitting them up with that Grove Street lock. And a dirty slingshot, no Levi.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Raiding party!
It's a bit nutty.
I hate you.
Yay, capitalism! Very shagadelic!
This sort of thing is my bag, baby.
Yes, you are tight like a tiger.
Yay, capitalism! Nerd alert!
Why won't you die?
Kill the little bastard, see what I care.
Hello, folks. Can you hear me? There we go. Ah, beautiful. Okay, cool. Now, that said, let me get... no, you're not on yet. Let me get our friend Brendon talking. Bear with me, folks. All right. Sweet. Okay.
Hey.
Hey. Brendon, can you talk a little bit for me, please?
How's it hanging, folks?
Could you talk in a more normal tone so I can judge?
How's it hanging, folks?
That's
Sorry
good.
about my
That,
swing loud and big.
I believe, is good. And now I will be at roughly the same level, and we're good to go. And what I will also do is fix the chat so it's not super blown up. Levels are good, says Reese. If there's any kind of echo, let me know. You know, the usual. If you've been around here before, any kind of audio issues, I'm perfectly content to be told about. Because I like to think I'm pretty good at fixing them at this stage. We went through the entirety of Jak 2, as we're about to talk about, doing this kind of setup. So I like to think I'm a deft hand at this point.
Basha!
Well, you know, the Austin Powers soundbites might throw me off. But look, before I say anything else, I would just like to acknowledge that the two of us, I'm DB, I'm Brendon, and this is X and Y. We are streaming today on the lands of the Camaragal and Gadigal peoples of the Eora Nation, and so we pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. Brendon, I didn't think you wanted to play Jak 3.
Oh, I
But here you are.
don't. I'm so mad that you've dragged me into doing this, and even though I don't want to. So
Yeah, you're like a YouTube reviewer having to review a bad game. They're all like, "Why did I sign up for this? Oh, this is torture. This hurts my cock and balls." But it's like, we chose to be here. We want to play Jak 3. It's gonna be real great. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat. Bianca says, "I got a lot of audio problems identified, and now you're gonna hear about."
I know.
Reese says, "Never break kayfabe." Oh, does that touch a nerve, Brendon, at all? Being the wrestling fan out of the two of us, or do you not?
Yeah. Reese was talking. We're not breaking. Reese was talking about the kayfabe of me not wanting to do this.
Right. Yeah. And,
even though I did actually want to do it.
And our mate Otis says, Brendon wants to get Jak 3'd off.
Now that's funny.
It is funny.
That's just what I call funny. I can see platinum this game too.
So I guess to start with, before we jump into Jak 3, and I did ask to start half an hour earlier than I normally would ask you, because I really want to just sort of run through some stuff about how we're gonna go about streaming Jak 3. For the first of all, we had soundbites while we were playing Jak 2, but they were of a wider ranging, loose, let's say Gex-like nature, in that they were all from Gex Enter the Gecko. That was just what I was feeling at the time. And this time I'm feeling Austin Powers. I feel like that's the one comedic figure in my mind that can match Gex.
Would you say you're feeling ostentatious?
I would. And, you said that as though you were delivering a punchline. I don't know if there is one there, but I'm just going to continue. So yeah, Austin Powers soundbites. Go ahead and type exclamation mark soundbites in the chat if you want to see a Google Doc with links to all the sound files, just to know what they sound like and to understand how exactly you're interrupting our really salient and important conversations about the game. Secondly, I can now do this. There's a live studio audience, like, just off camera now, laughing at the incredible Daxter delivered punchlines in this game.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't hear it? Oh, no, of course you don't. Because...
That's fine.
Yeah. No, of course, because I'm only
I'm
sharing
on
the
the
game
actors.
with you. I'm not sharing my desktop. So you're not going to be able to hear them unless you've got the stream open somewhere. Yeah, sorry. I might have to look into exactly how to fix that in the future. Maybe if I do, like, I need a Q light DB. I know, Otis, I know. Like, a ring light is on my shopping list for this year. But this is the best I can manage. No Titoslav? I don't know.
Is he in Austin Powers?
I don't think so.
I mean, I wish he was.
I wish he was too, but alas. Oh, like a cue light for the laugh track, I mean. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant... Oh, I heard that as key light. That's what I did. Yeah, right. Okay. It's just wired up and it goes off behind me, and Brendon's like, there was a moment there. Yeah, that's right. So you're not going to... Hang on, let me...
Austin Powers is the unsent.
Actually, let me just real quickly change what exactly I'm streaming to you. I'm just going to change it real quick. I might be able to screen. If I do that, right, and then I do this. You able to hear that, Brendon?
No.
Nope. Maybe it's mute. Maybe that's what's happening. And maybe, like, it's not wired up to here. Because I've got it wired through video. This is all really, really boring. I'm sorry, Brendon.
Sorry.
We'll work on that another
We'll get to
time.
that
I would
next
really love it if we could get that hooked up for you, but alas. Streaming is hard. Anyway, look, not only do we have audience laughter, but we also have audience applause. We have audience booing. And we've got a bunch of Austin Powers soundbites that are only mine to use, so like...
Yeah, baby!
Or...
Oh, behave.
Or...
Do I make you horny, baby?
Like some of the key ones. Because Daxter's horny a lot in this game, so... And just for shits and giggles, I threw in the Age of Empires Woolaloo. Like so. I don't know how to apply that necessarily in Jak and Daxter, but... It's one of those things that just can't hurt. So that's what we got as well. And the third thing is we'll have a death counter. So we're going to be tracking how many times I die this time. And you'd think I'm an expert at this game, but I'm not. I will die. I will die quite often. And for every death, I'm going to donate... Well, we're going to donate $1 for every death to the Aboriginal Legal Service. So there's that. That's not something I came up with. Bianca came up with that on a KOTOR 1 stream a while back, and I thought it was a great idea, and so I'm just going to nick it. So that's those are 3 big things that I'm trying with this stream. So I hope that they turn out really well. The other thing that I would like to take care of before we kick off is just recap what the hell happened in Jak 2. Because a lot happened in Jak 2, Brendon. Just off the top of your dome. Like... What?
Oh no.
Yeah, like just you don't have to deliver a coherent summary. What like sticks out in your brain as far as like the plot of Jak 2 goes?
It was either the future or the past. We need to make sure my past self, my younger version, is safe so they can complete. There was a lot complete some sort of task. There was a chosen one narrative, which was interesting. Given it's the second game in the series. There was Baron Praxis. We joined a bunch of weird people to take him down. There was the Metal Heads, which were the new enemies. And Baron Praxis was covertly working with them in some way.
Yeah.
To get some sort of generic power with... I know there was a big MacGuffin. There's some evil item. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah. MacGuffins are like a favorite of games like that, and it certainly had one of those. Look, you're naming a lot of accurate things. It's just the order in which they happened and how relevant they are to this next game we're about to play. It's when things get a bit weird. First, hello Dom. Yes, that is a cool guy in the top right. And that reminds me, Brendon. At this point, could you open the PowerPoint that I linked to you? So up in the top right, we got like a bunch of character portraits, which will help me as I recap very quickly the events of Jack 2 for the benefit of you, the viewer, and Brendon as well. So, just to burn through it, let me just make sure that they're displaying correctly. Yes, they are. Cool. All right, so we got to the end of Jack 1, and you didn't get the 100% ending for that game, as a fair few people didn't, because you got to collect all the different precursor orbs, and in those games, in that game, it's very, very prevalent. There's a lot of them. You didn't really want to bother. So, but when you collect all the orbs in Jack 1, sorry?
It's 200 and something, right?
Nerd alert!
Something huge, yeah. But anyway, when you get them all, you open a giant door and you see something bright and shiny, and then it cuts to black.
Oh, we're still talking about the first game. Sorry.
Yeah, we're talking about the first game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so the start of Jack 2 led straight off that. They revealed that it was this big precursor ring type thing. Jack, Daxter, Samos, and Kira, they all got into a little spaceship and turned it on. And at which point, a bunch of monsters poured out, the Metal Heads, and they all went straight through the ring, which turned out to be this kind of rift, and they get teleported to Haven City, which, as you said, it's basically where they live, but several years into the future. Jack got arrested on sight by the Crimson Guard, and Daxter ran away like a little bitch. And then 2 whole years passed, at which point Jack had been tortured in prison by Baron Praxis and his sidekick Errol. So that's Baron Praxis in the middle on this next slide. And
I'd give
Errol
anything to be like him.
Sorry?
Errol. I'd give anything to be like him.
Did you think he was cool when he showed up in Jack 2, like right at the start?
Which one's Errol?
Errol's the one on the left in the slide I've got up.
No, I don't know. I don't remember.
So he was like, he was both a sidekick to Baron Praxis and a racing rival. He pulled double duty. And
I was just saying I'd give anything to be like him, like the song. I actually forgot about him.
Oh, I didn't know the song, so that went straight over my head.
Oh, Errol. I would give anything just to be like him.
I would hear that song all the time growing up and never like catch that word. So so Errol didn't exist. It was just that
reference to Errol Flynn, by the way. Anyway.
Oh, sure. I'll buy it. Anyway, so Jack gets tortured at the hands of those guys. He turns into a super soldier. Daxter finally shows up and breaks him out, and Jack says, "I'm gonna kill Praxis," which I'm sure you remember that part, right?
Oh yeah, I skipped all over that, but because it was so long ago, it's like that just
yeah, of course. But you take it as a gift, like you remember it when I tell you about it. Yeah, so he's got, but he's got like dark powers and purple lightning and shit. Anyway, they break out, and then they run into an old man named Core and a little blonde kid who, strangely, just doesn't say anything. I mean, it's a little bit familiar as well. It's like we just played as a character in the last game. We fit that description as well, but. Whatever. We don't make anything of it at the time. And this old man Core, they tell Jack and Daxter to go and talk to a guy named Torn, who is the leader of the Resistance, who is resisting Baron Praxis. They don't really go into a lot of detail about like their philosophy or like what they're going to do differently to Baron Praxis once they're in charge. I guess not be mean is the sorry.
The Avalanche.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're Avalanche. They're basically Final Fantasy VII Avalanche. And they're exactly as charming, and we spend as much time with them. We don't really. So anyway, at that point, we start doing missions. What about his brother Rip? Oh, I get it. So then we start doing missions for Torn, and that leads us into like all these other characters that we get to know, which I will run through very quickly now. Firstly, there's Crew.
He's the main character. We had to see him in every cutscene. It felt like.
Yeah. So like, and every time we heard,
he was the most reoccurring character.
Pretty much. And every time we hear him, it's just like, Jack, my boy, I need you to get something for me. Yeah.
And then Dax stunks on him.
Yeah, and then that's exactly. And Daxter's constantly being like a piece of shit to him, and he just ignores it because I don't know. Jack's very good at what he does.
Turns out the Resistance is ethno-nationalist. I mean, in a sense, they hate those damn metalheads. That's for sure.
Sure. Yes. And that you're talking about a familiar quandary with so many sci-fi and fantasy stories before. It's like when you assign like an other status to weirdly slightly humanoid, slightly sentient races.
It actually is, yeah.
Yeah. It's a very common problem, and strangely enough, Jack 2 in a 2003 PlayStation 2 game for teenagers did not buck the trend. So, yeah, strangely.
Yeah, that is weird.
Now, this cool guy was visible in the stream for a fair while. His name is Sig. He worked for Crew, and he kept calling Jack and Daxter edible things like cherries and chili peppers. I reckon that was just something they laughed about in the voice booth. And it really was quite charming. But yeah, we worked with him a couple times. Tess, who is really with the Resistance, but she was sort of like working behind the bar and spying on Crew for the Resistance, and Daxter was extremely horny for her. And they basically become a couple by the end. She seemed
to reciprocate that a little bit too.
She did, big time. Yeah, they are very much a couple by the end.
She's bloody leading him on, wasn't she? Bloody... No, I'm kidding.
Bianca suggests that it's just catgirl racism. Which is wild.
Which is turfism.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I think that's pretty well established.
Just lump it all together.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a salient point. Vin, the skittish nerd who knows everything about eco and electricity grids and stuff, who was just sort of our fallback every time we needed to do something that involved technology, who I quite like personally, because there's no real deficiency with him. He's just quite honest, and honestly, he is very nervous. So, and who wouldn't be? So I'm personally quite fond of him, but yeah, he does kind of get lost in the mix a bit. Then there's Ashlyn, who is in the really interesting position of working for the Resistance, but she's also the daughter of Praxis. Which,
I remember that.
Yeah, you do remember that, yeah. Which you think would make it like a really interesting dilemma for this character, someone who is the daughter of a tyrant of the city, but also working to depose that tyrant. But the game doesn't go into that at all.
No.
You know, she's largely just very boring and just shows up to advance things and hold a gun.
But she's Tsundere.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did name that, and I did finally learn what that means after having read it in so many, Reddit posts. Yeah, so that was an interesting thing to learn about. That was a today I learned moment. As someone who just does not watch much anime at all. Yeah, it was news to me. Then there's a very anonymous, very mysterious racing team manager and mechanic that Crew sends us to at one point, who's just really, really mysterious, and it's really hard to identify her. And I mean, it's Kira. Like, we knew that from the start. The game played it off as like a weird mystery, but we knew it from the start. She gave us a jet board, and she let us do stadium races for reasons that became incredibly foggy, as you noted at the time. Because, you know, we're supposed to be deposing this tyrant, as I said, but also we are going into initial D-type races at the stadium.
We had a great time on the way.
Sorry?
But we had a great time on the way, and that's what's important.
We absolutely did. And isn't that what counts? Then there is, in the same way that Vin is like the nerd, and we turn to him every time something involves technology, there was Onan, the wise soothsaying woman, who communicates entirely through both sign language and this parrot monkey hybrid who's got a Latino accent, who was also voiced by seemingly a white man, which is great.
Should have been John Leguizamo.
It should have been. Oh, 100%.
He isn't white.
Yeah. But similarly to how we turn to Vin every time something involves technology, we turn to her every time something involves the precursors and mystic forces and stuff. So yeah, she was kind of a mainstay in the game. There was also Bruta, who was a member, and like I realized the list is getting quite long, and you're hopefully getting a sense of how crowded Jack 2 was and how hard it is to remember it at the best of times. So I completely understand Brendon needing this catch up at all.
Well, the thing is, I remember all these characters and their vibes and stuff. It's just the time travel stuff that is still a bit iffy. Like who belongs where and when.
Yeah.
But let's 100%. Move on. I'm sure you'll get to that by the end of this.
Yeah, absolutely, I will. I'll start to like try and churn through the plot before long. But yeah, there's Bruta, who is a member of the race of creatures that we were beating in the first game. But now they're all sentient and English speaking and fine. Again, playing into this probo fantasy sci-fi trap.
And anthro as well.
Yeah. And having a very very non-distinct accent that just sort of covers a wide berth and doesn't insult anybody. It's very strange. And lastly, Samos, again, who first popped up, introduced as the Shadows, the leader of the Resistance, and Jack and Daxter were like, oh my god, Samos, it's you. It's like, what? I don't know who you are. Who looks very different, who looks younger, who turns out to be the younger version of the Samos we met in the first game and at the beginning of the second game. All very strange. Again, ties into the time travel business. I'll get into that in a sec. Anyway, we're jumping around, doing missions for all of these different people. And in the course of it all, you fight these monsters, the metalheads, as you mentioned. They're the things with the yellow gems in their heads. We learn, as you said, that Praxis is sort of fighting a war with the metalheads, but not really. It's a fake war where they only attack so much that he can repel them, and in return he gives them as much eco as they want, and then he holds on to power and they get the eco they want. It's not really clear what, it's just like the game says, oh, they want eco, so that's fine. It's a little bit of a hand wave, which is, you're noticing a trend here. There's a lot of hand waves that go on, and they mostly just want to get back to the business of racing and shooting and doing all the cool things that teen boys like me in the year 2003 wanted to do. So
with this whole situation, it is not even joking. 1984, the whole "we were always at war with Oceania" sort of thing is exactly what they're taking this from.
They're even and there were even like propaganda stations around the city where there's saying things like "sacrifice for your city" and all that. Do you remember those things going on? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the rebels decide that the best way to fuck the metalheads off forever... Well, actually, what Praxis decides is the best way to get rid of them forever is to get something called the Precursor Stone, which is the MacGuffin that you talked about, which looks like this. And that's on the stream, and you should see where I'm up to in the PowerPoint. So he wants to open it and kill all the metalheads, but then Viln tells us at one point that opening it would actually destroy everything on the planet. So we got a race to stop him. And ordinarily, Jack, being the broody guy that he is, would say, like, I'm done with this world and piss off because, he doesn't live here. He lives in the place they came from, in that ring. But, as we learn in a later twist, this horrible place is our world. They find Samos's old hut from the first game, and they're like, oh, shit, this is the future. So they decide, it's like, well, this future is inevitable. We got to stick around and fight the Baron, I guess. Not in as clear words as that, but... that's more or less what they decide. Meanwhile, so that's the Baron's plan. The rebels decide that the best way to depose him is to find the real heir to the throne and put him in power. And they decide that it's the little kid who was hanging out with Kor, the little Mew kid with the crocodile dog. And of course, he's a kid, so he can't do anything. So they go to the place where they think the Precursor Stone is, which, after several missions, they find out where it is. And there's a whole platforming death trap between them and the stone. And they want to send the kid in to just get it, which obviously isn't going to work. So Jack goes in, and he does it himself, and he finds the Precursor Stone. And then all of that doesn't matter because Praxis shows up and takes the stone. So, but it's really cool.
It was only someone, like, only he could have done it, though, right? Not Praxis. I mean, only Jack could have gone through those...
as we learn later, like, the boy and Jack are basically the same person. So in different points in time. So very likely Jack was able to get in because he was that kid. Yeah. He was the heir to the throne. The Precursors decided it was fine. So right after that, we realize like pretty much all the rebels except Torna and Jack and Daxter are captured because the Baron took the stone and now he's got ultimate power. They decide not to care about the fact that Torn betrayed the cause by telling them where they were so that the Baron wouldn't kill Ashley. Sorry?
Update the slide too.
You got the slide too? What do you mean?
No, update the slide. That's on the.
Yeah, I will. So basically, they go and rescue all the people, and as they do that, they run into the regular version of Samos from the first game. They realize there's two Samoses running around, and that the young Samos is actually from this time, and the old Samos is that young Samos having gone back into the past. So we're starting this time travel nonsense in full swing now. And then they stop all that to go race the big race because again, this game is in a real hurry to do cool shit like that. They win the big race against Errol, who again, like I said, pulling double duty. He's the sidekick to Baron Praxis, and he's Jack's racing rival, and he also hits on Kira a bit, so we're meant to hate him for that reason. Once we win the race, Errol's like, "Oh no, you don't," and he races his car into a stack of eco barrels and blows up. So that's really funny. And then immediately following that, they decide to get back on the plot again, and they go to a weapons factory where they find that crew, this guy who is basically the second main character out to Jack and Daxter, as we've established.
Jack and crew.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a pun. You think it's going to be all his friends, but it's just this guy named Crew.
Secretly genius. That's right. Well done, Brendon. I didn't think you would pick up on that. But yeah, we run into Crew who says he's designed a bomb to help the Baron destroy the precursor stone, which obviously is bad, as we've established, because it's going to blow everything up. We kill him before he does that and blow up the weapons factory. But then it turns out that Crew double-crossed everybody and let the Metal Heads into the city, using this key that Jack got for him in a previous mission. It's not clear what the Metal Heads promised him. Again, it's part of the trend. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Just Metal Heads are in the city now. That's the main thing. We go to find our mate Sig under the city, who gets pretty soon eaten by a giant metalhead. So that's pretty sad, but that advances the plot somehow. And yeah, I mentioned Crew died. Like, we killed him and then blew up the weapons factory. So, two big deaths, right? And actually a third, because we learn over the radio that Vin falls victim to the metalheads, but not before he tells Jack that something's going on at a construction site. So Jack's like, okay, well, let's go over there. And they find Core, who turns into the metalhead leader. As we know, because Daxter during that scene yells, "Jack, it's the metalhead leader!" And which you didn't hear, and you thought, oh, this is just some other metalhead, some other villain. Yeah. So you didn't put one and one together. Again, you this game, as revered as it is in so many memories, including mine, it has a real habit of glossing over important details and only delivering them in the most threadbare ways. So so we're meeting the ultimate antagonist, and they had to do a throwaway line of, "Oh, it's the metalhead leader." So, not quite the climactic reveal that they hoped for, but there you go. Reese tells me you left out the sweet hoverboarding. Well, it's there's a lot of A to B traveling throughout all this, and you can assume that hoverboards and flying cars were involved. At every step. And so Core obviously, being the metalhead leader, betrays us. He runs away looking for the precursor stone, and we find it pretty much under his nose at the site where he killed Praxis. And having seen Praxis' dead body, you would think Jack would take a moment and be like, "Oh shit, my revenge journey is at an end. I need to really process this." But he doesn't take much time at all. He just grabs the precursor stone, and then they go to the metalhead nest, and then they blow up open the metalhead nest using a big gun left by the precursors. And they go and fight the boss, and the boss reveals, "Aha, this young boy is you, Jack, and they sent him back to the past to make him you and hopefully strong enough to defeat me. But you're full of dark eco, so that's not going to happen." And then you fight him, and it does happen. So, so much for all that. And then Kira activates this replacement precursor ring that will send them back into the past. And she's like, "Well, I just rebuilt this based on what I remember of that one we found before. But actually, that one she's just built is the one that they found before, and that's a causal loop. Who was the originator there? Who knows?" And as Daxter said, the more you think about it, the more your head hurts. So, which is kind of a good credo for Jack too. In the end, okay, good. It's a tonic for 12-year-olds who really want both the platformers that they loved as a single-digit kid, and they want the edginess that they come into love by way of Linkin Park's Meteora, etc. And boy, does it do that. Anyway, they killed the metalhead leader. Everybody's happy. The resistance takes over, and the future awaits. And that's it. And there aren't really any hanging threads. Did you feel, though, Brendon, that there was something there was anything that should have been addressed that you want Jack 3 to address?
I just can't remember. So who ends up... So the Jack that we played as, he's still in the time period from Jack 2?
So the Jack that we played as through all Jack 2, he's still in Haven City. Yeah, that's his home.
And then the young one went back in time.
The young one went back to become him. So that loop is sort of closed. And Samos as well. Okay. So there's only one Samos and only one Jack.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank fuck.
Yeah.
I hate to do this.
I will say right now, there aren't any more time twins that show up in Jack 3.
Good.
No characters that are older or younger versions of other characters. You won't see that at all.
Good. I really need to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. I'm doing it right now, so before I actually start the game.
Yeah, of course.
I'll be as fast as I can.
Yeah, of course. When Brendon gets back, I'm one of the things that really made Jack 2 such a joy was at the start just asking Brendon, what do you think's going to happen? Not only what do you remember from last week, which was always little sort of patchwork, as to be expected from a game you're only playing once a week, that is as stuffed and weird as Jack 2. But also, like, what he expected to happen. And sometimes he was bang on, sometimes he wasn't, and it was cool to see, like, how accurate he is. And I will say that Jack 3 absolutely has more twists and turns. If you happen to know them, please don't spoil them in the chat. I think that goes without saying, but still, it's good to say. Jack 3 is a game I have a way fuzzier memory of. I think I got it pretty late into owning a PS2. I think a lot of people did that. I think I did. No, it came out in 2005. And the PS3 came out, I want to say, in 2006. So I got it the year, like the moment it came out, pretty much as soon as. I remember watching the trailer over and over again in anticipation. Same year as 360. Okay. And so I got it as soon as. And actually, like, my experience isn't fair to judge it by, because it's like I skipped 360 and PS3 entirely. I never got either one of those from my parents. So the PS2 kept me going for ages, and so Jack 3, like, I was happy to just keep that going. Like, I didn't have a sense of, like, overlapping generations just yet. You got a 360 in 2007 when Halo 3 came out, so you probably owned Jack 3 for around a year. Yeah, righto. Yeah. And I'm pleased that they remastered it, really. Like, it's not the best remaster, and it's apparently it's better if you play it on PS3, like, it's more stable. Like, there are definitely times playing through Jack 2 where you'd notice models sort of jump where they're supposed to be in cutscenes. And it's not the best job, but it's suitable, and it means I don't have to, accommodate for old video quality or anything like that. I can just plug in an Elgato and go, so that's super good. Yeah, you can play Jack 3 on the PS5. You can absolutely do that. I know, and I've got another friend who's doing that as well. And I do wonder, like, if Digital Foundry have put out a tech demonstration or anything like that on it just yet. I want to see how it performs. Like, is the boost as pronounced as it is? I understand it's really pronounced on Xbox Series X compared to, like, original Xbox titles, but Sony typically aren't as crash hot with that sort of thing. So, no, I'd be interested in how it runs. The other thing with Jack 3, Jack 2 secrets, as far as, like, replaying the game is concerned, they were a bit more piecemeal and hard to find. There were precursor orbs stashed in really, really specific locations throughout the game. What I'm going to demonstrate really quickly tonight is that they're a lot more generous in this game. Not just with collectibles and the way in which you unlock secrets and things like that, but also in the way of checkpointing. Checkpointing in Jack 2 is infamously unfair, you could say. There are long stretches you have to replay if you stuff up even once. And, like, in general, the game just feels like even bits where, like, no spoilers, but I like the new areas in the game. Yeah, cool. Even the points where someone pops up on the intercom to talk to you, where, like, in typically in all the Jack games, like, it's represented by, like, a little floating radio popping up and talking to them over a speaker. Jack 2, it's really tinny and hard to hear. Jack 3, they clearly boost it a lot, and it's like, okay, someone complained to them about how hard to hear that audio was, and they took it to heart and they fixed it big time in Jack 3. Which only stands out as someone who has played Jack 2 and Jack 3 quite a bit. Similarly, the menus are a lot quicker. Some of the noises are less. They fired Chris Nolan from their audio team. It does feel like that. It feels like that. It just feels like it's such a corrective. And there are also and for all that, it also feels a bit rushed. I think big time the story, and I won't obviously go into detail just yet about how the story feels by comparison, but parts of the story feel like, we talked about how Jack 2 doesn't address certain things, but at least it had kind of like a coherent tone and like a coherent energy for certain characters, like similar motivations going into each scene. Yeah, character motivations for being in certain places, at least. You would know why a character was where they were and why they were telling you to do what they were telling you to do and what their interest was. Like, Crew just wants to get rich and do crimes. Torn wants to keep the resistance going. But in this game, there are moments where it's not clear why you're going to where you're going. And we're going to find them out together, and we're going to notice them immediately. Reese says, I wonder if Uncharted was in production while they were working on this game. Like, did that split their resources to some extent? It definitely was in production. No, actually, I think Jack X was the game they made to sort of tide people over until Uncharted came out. But that said, Amy Hennig, Bruce Straley, and Neil Druckmann, people who went on to define what the studio would be in the next generation, they were working here at this time, and they are credited on Jak 3. So it is quite possible that their visions were starting to drift away, and they were trying to just wrap it up and get it out the door. But I think it's speculation, because there's not a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff on Jak 3 that's available, which is a shame. I would certainly love to read it. Brendon, you're well aware of the fact that Bruce Straley, Amy Hennig, and Neil Druckmann are all credited on Jak 3, right? So, what are you hoping for to see in Jak 3 as a direct result of that?
I don't know. I know that Amy Hennig said that this was rough working on. So let's see how that goes.
It was what working on? Sorry.
Rough.
Yeah. I was just saying, it's like there are bits of the game that feel rough. They feel rushed, mainly in the story. So,
That's
we will we will notice them and have a chat about them together for sure. Now,
train sequence, that would be good.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I hope Jack says crap while Ruin's crumbling. I am not saying a word. Now, did you happen to watch that video file I linked you in the Discord?
No.
In our private chat. Okay.
No.
Well, again, like you couldn't hear the audience laughter and stuff. You're not going to see what's about to happen on the stream. I got a cool transition in place. Yeah, so you're not going to see it as it plays on the stream, but everyone else is. So please enjoy to switch to gameplay. This little video I made. That was really short. That was only kind of funny, but it took me a long while, damn it. And it's never been done before in this channel, damn it. So please clap.
That's good. Who is that?
I meant to press the clap button, but I pressed the laughter button instead. Who was that at the end? That was Neil Druckmann.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. Now, let me make sure game audio is present. Hide sidebar. The announcement video for this had some primo editing. Thank you for saying so. Now the game audio will be pretty faint until we get in, so I can't really ask you guys to judge the sync just yet. But if you're hearing it at all, that's good. Just confirming for me that you can hear it out on some level. It's okay if it's really quiet. Because, yeah, but once I get a confirmation from somebody in the chat, I will hit go and we will see what people in 2005 saw when they booted up Jak 3 for the first time on their PS2. You can vaguely hear it. Okay, cool. Well, trust me when I say once we get into the game, it'll be boosted. So, all right. Let's get stuck in, Brendon. Let's play Jak 3.
Alice is going nuts for these scratches at the moment. So. And I'm also trying to make sure she's not biting any cables.
Mm-hmm.
Which you
it's a common problem on your Pokemon streams, hey?
Very common.
Yeah.
Look, as soon as I started talking again on the stream, Alice decided to make herself known.
Mm-hmm.
She knows what's happening. She knows that as soon as I start streaming, she can bite some cables.
So chat, just to test the sync. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hear that okay? In comparison to that menu music. Because it's like I'm trying to... Seems mostly good? Okay, good enough for me. If I can boost it during this intro cutscene, please let me know. Alright.
And we can get an Alice emote when we unlock a second emote.
100%.
Okay.
You can hear it, can't you?
Yeah.
Cool. Gold? Nice.
By order of the Grand Council of Haven City, for heinous acts and crimes against the
I
people,
know, we're starting in media res.
hereby banished to the wasteland.
Yes, we are.
for life.
This is a death sentence, Vigor. There must be another way.
Your protest was overruled. This dark eco-freak is dangerous.
This dude
Now
is
drop the
new.
cargo. This is an outrage. I am outraged beyond words.
This dude
Oh
is
my
not.
God.
I do have something to say. Not everyone agrees with this ridiculous decree.
Yeah, we want a recount.
Oh, I see you wish to join him. Actually, we are not that outraged. Farewell, Jack. Stay out of the sun. Drink lots of water, if you can find it.
Jack?
Go back to the city, Dax.
I'm sorry. The council is too powerful. There was nothing
I know.
You just stay alive, you hear me? That's an order. Someone will find you. I promise.
May the precursors have mercy on you.
Alright.
Daxter!
Don't thank me. I'm only here because you wouldn't last a second without me. Okay, tough guy.
Why's
You
the
got us
bird
into
here?
this mess. Now you gotta get us out.
Because he was such a hit
Should've left
and
him
everyone
behind.
loved
Just
him.
get moving.
I don't know.
But which way?
We needed a comic relief character.
Yeah.
For Jack and Daxter.
Well, then you do, bent beak.
Let's just move.
There's 2 animal comic relief characters.
One's for each shoulder.
Stupid idea.
Oh my god.
Fine.
No, it was yours. Only a bird brain could have thought this one up. Let's go with him. We'll help together.
Ah,
And then
cancelled,
we'll die
Daxter.
together.
Cancelled.
I can't
Cancelled.
believe this city hates us. We saved those lowlifes.
Flashback.
The bird whose name I forget. Monkey bird.
Crimson Death
Ah,
Dogs are holding
on
a vital
his.
section of the industrial area. My men are getting their asses kicked.
Oop, T15.
KG have a new leader. We're trying to find out who it is.
I'm afraid I've got more bad news. A large group of surviving metalheads have concentrated in another
Surviving metalheads. Oh.
Destroyed core.
section. It appears the strongest metalheads have survived. The
Ah.
city has just begun.
Metalheads are
Ah!
Blaming
Were you hoping the metalheads would be gone for good?
I mean, that's the implication.
It is the implication, but too bad.
Okay, that's it.
A nap would be nice. Just a teensy little rest.
This bird is overcooked.
Yeah, Pecker is the Puss in Boots of this series.
Big time. That's a really good comparison.
We already had Donkey, we don't need Puss in Boots.
Yeah, that's right.
Report.
It's bad. The city's become a battlefield. Mechanized death bots have
Oh, the
taken over
Poochie, if you will.
section, and the surviving metalheads have expanded their
Let's
hold
hope he
on
goes
the
back
west
to his
side.
own planet.
We're losing ground on all fronts.
The council's
Which
meeting
is
tonight in
where we
emergency
are.
session. Rumblings about you, Jack. It doesn't look good.
Oh,
They
shit.
think your friendship with crew helped the metalheads get into the city.
You don't believe that, do you?
What's in the past is done. Right now, metalheads are assaulting the palace. They're looking for something, and I have no idea.
Wait, does Jack live in the palace?
Yeah, well, the rebels are in charge, so they're in the palace.
Oh,
Not
the
that
big
matters
Elite
because-
Battle Angel
oh,
Palace. I
shit.
forgot about that.
I know, right, James?
Over here.
It's very new metal. It's very
God is so good. Very 2005.
100%.
By the precursors.
Ripped to the city from a leader battle angel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Looks like we found some live ones. Barely. Here's the beacon we were picking up. Who gave you this? We'll take them with us. Let's move. I smell a storm coming.
Mm-hmm.
And we go into a
Oh
press
my
start screen,
god.
which is new for the series. Yeah.
Press
Having an
it!
Sorry.
Press it!
Oh, okay.
I want to know what's going to happen to Jack. I'm excited.
He does, and we get to play as Kira. No.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
would love that actually.
It wouldn't be bad. Yeah, we're gonna overwrite that fire. Yes, we are. All right.
So is this going to be a mostly desert-based game?
Mostly.
Oh my god, okay.
I love water. Oh yes. It's so good. Desert bed.
Well, you've come back from the dead, have you? And my monks were ready to pray for you. I am Damas, king of Spargus.
Spargus? Wait, nobody lives outside Haven's walls.
Not Spartus.
City.
Ah, yes, we are the Forgotten Ones. Haven City's refuse, thrown out and left to die, just as you were. But now that you have been saved, your life belongs to the people of Spargus, and we will use it well, if it's actually worth anything.
Hey, that sounds like a bad deal.
You are in no position to deal. Out here, everything is either useful or dead weight. Prove yourselves worthy, or the desert will be your grave.
You need to work on making a better first
So we have to do
impression.
quests for them.
Yes.
The unforgiving
100%.
wasteland, we value
We got
strength
100%
and survival above all. We will see where you stand.
Those are in
soon
fact
enough.
spikes in his head.
Complete your training, then enter the arena. Just the bravest crawl out and are allowed to stay in Spargus. It's quite simple, really.
What happens to the ones that don't crawl out?
Then it will be as if
I can see an egg in the background.
Yeah, I know.
I was afraid of that.
It's very intentionally placed there because there's no opportunity to get it before you see it there. as you can tell.
I love that stuff.
Where we
Yeah.
get to watch other people wet themselves in fear. These halls will once again test two newcomers, each fighting to prove their worth to stay among us. Let's hear
Yeah.
it for Jack and his
I don't know what I'm trying to say there.
animal.
Where's the other talking animal? There he is.
Who were you? Damas says I am to be his new counselor. He says my wisdom will serve him well. Oh yeah, and Damas also says that you two are likely to die in the arena today. And he hopes your death is very...
Will you stop that? Damas can talk for himself.
He is right. You will most likely die. And yes, Pecker is
He is Darth Maul's cousin, yes.
Unlike you, some people appreciate my talents. It beats working for
This
a
game
living.
does take place
I
on
saw
Dathomir.
the fights earlier. Ooh,
Spoilers.
Not a pretty sight.
Why, you little...
Let the games
This sounds like white voice actors doing ethnic accents. Yes, the name of Pekka's voice actor is Brian Cox. C-O-X. Okay. So this is the game's way of a tutorial.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just set up for a game though. Are we gonna get more in media red stuff, or is that all the setup?
That's all the setup. We're not gonna get any like major flashbacks from there.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. They're just. I think the in media res stuff you're talking about. It's not gonna be like. There's not gonna be. It's not gonna be halfway into the game until we get back to what we saw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like on track now. This is. Everything happening now is like present day. It's not a flashback.
It's just that there's no end goal for us at this point other than survive.
Yep. Make good on our life debt to the people of Spargus is basically it, by way of gladiator battles. The brutal blood sport of collecting glowy orbs, yes.
Because we've only met 2 people from Spargus, and
Yeah.
we only know one of their names.
We'll learn
So I
more.
don't particularly care for these people.
Nor should you. You have no reason to, just at this moment.
Alright, good.
It's fine.
The more important question is, where are
Yep.
the skateboards?
Ooh, well.
How soon until we get a skateboard?
I will take that as a comment. The Toby Jones approach. It's Toby Jones, right? The guy who used to host Q&A?
Tony Jones?
Tony Jones. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The candidates have won the challenge.
That's right. We bad. You haven't forgotten what I taught you, Jack.
Anyone can make a few measly jumps. Now let's see how you rate against the living. Readjust the map.
Same gun?
Prepare
Yeah.
the arena for
That's the
full
shotgun
combat.
from the last game.
Prepare the arena for full combat.
I just said that.
I know, I was just, you know, how you do the thing with the... Anyway, prepare the warriors.
Against actual
Just giving it a go. The laughter button.
Okay.
Alright, that's it. I want to be on his shoulder.
Heck yeah. The laughter button is working quite well. I gotta get in the habit of using those now. But for now, I'm just gonna shoot some bad guys. 17 to be exact.
So,
yeah,
I'm guessing out here in the wilderness is going to be like rival factions that we're going. So we're going to be doing quests for these. What are they called? Spartans, but not Spartans.
Spargans. I don't know.
Spargans.
Wastelanders, I guess. Don't expect like Fallout New Vegas. You know what I mean? Like this, it's not going to be that intimately dramatic. You know.
I'm just trying to suss out the entire arc of this game from the opening few minutes.
Oh yeah,
I'm just trying to predict where it's going.
Yeah. Like I understand that instinct. I can only, there's only so much I want to say, as you well know. So.
Yeah, because Jack 3 was a bit of a wild ride.
You mean Jack 2?
Jack 2, yeah. Things just kind of kept happening.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, what's nice about this game is that there's less of like a Grand Theft Auto vibe of you just going around to different quest givers. There's a lot less travel time between objectives, and you being in a wasteland city rather than like a seedy criminal underworld with a bunch of different interests. Everyone just wants to survive out here, so you know, it's a bit more straightforward.
So when I was talking at the start saying that Amy Hennig struggled with this game a bit, what she was saying was that it's the same thing. Oh, you can keep playing while I talk about
this. It's going to trigger a cutscene. Well,
okay.
Like in the next 5 seconds. So
she said that the biggest difficulty that they have at Naughty Dog is that they, like for the riders, is that they start making levels and scenarios before they know what the story is. So essentially what happens to the writers is that their job is basically to connect different scenarios and try to fit those into the story that they had in mind.
Yeah.
Man, is that obvious in Last of Us 2? Because it's like, how would you like to go to the beach? What? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, that is alive and well in this game. But it's at least delivered at a better pace. Like I said, there's less driving across the entire city to get where you need to go. It's largely like placed right where you are. So
that's good.
Yeah, it is.
Something you're not telling us, animal?
Yeah, Uncharted 3 is another perfect example.
Our boy here gets all mean and nasty when you piss him off. So don't piss him off. Word to the wise.
Ah, then he is dangerous.
He is
and
sensitive.
That could be useful. Your bravery has earned you your first battle amulet. If you are victorious in 2 more arena fights, you will earn your citizenship to Spargus. Here is a gate pass to allow free passage.
Would I shock you if I told you that this isn't this guy's normal speaking voice?
True refuge outside our walls.
I would.
The desert is less kind than I. And for your victory, a gun mod is your prize.
Oh,
yeah, of course.
Hey, what do I get? Nothing. As usual.
You'll get your spin off eventually.
Cool, so I've already got the first 2 guns from the last game.
Excellent.
Rather quick. It's almost like they're planning to give me some more guns. Like a lot more
I think it's I think it's fine to do that as long as you give them everything, they play everything from the last game pretty quickly or straight away. Like you get 2, hopefully in the next 2 missions that you do, you get the other ones. I mean, he said that there are 2 medallions. Hopefully for each medallion, that's also an upgrade.
Well, I will say it gives you a lot of things. This game does definitely dole out a lot of items. Whether they have like a tangible effect on gameplay is another story, but we'll find that.
Okay.
All right, time for another character.
Moves in the arena, boy, but a little more choke, and you would have popped, eh? You talking to me?
Yeah, you talking to... him?
My sweet departed mom. Of course you
Everyone sounds exactly the same except for Daxter.
big smart guy. Who's asking? The guy
Yeah.
who this Kleiver's the name.
Yeah.
Stick with me, and I'll take
Kleiver's the name.
In fact, I've got a job for you right now. Ride me leaper lizard here and catch a few of those little buggers that have been raiding me storerooms.
Oh,
Snag me
cool.
6 of them puppies, and I'll let you drive one of me racing vehicles.
Is this an MMO?
Never lets you leave the city.
Go gather 6 lizards for me from the sewers.
Animals. Make me
You're only on level 2. You only get fireball at level 4.
This laugh track make this feels like an episode of Disney Marvel Studios Wonder Vision. Pretty much.
Find those kanga-rats.
If you want me to apply a sepia tone to the gameplay capture, I could do that. Streamlabs could do that. It's fine. We're not going to do that. Right. So here we are. Let's just take a moment. Hang on. How do I...
Getting on top of a vehicle very quickly.
Yeah. Okay, I can't go into first-person mode, just... Oh, yeah, I can. So, yeah. This is what Spargus looks like. Bunch of huts.
So this other than not being in a city and being in a different terrain, this feels very similar to the previous game.
Yeah. It's just like a different mood, you know? And there's a big frickin' tower there, which you will see at every point in the map. Which is handy.
Come on, Jack.
I mean, the aesthetic is totally different.
But the...
Yeah.
There's one of those buggers. Get it, Jack.
And it's a good mission to start off with, because it forces us to go riding around having a look.
True.
And seeing orbs everywhere,
I
basically.
see another one. Missed it by this much.
Okay.
So do you end up back in the city at all? Or is that a spoiler?
Get him! Get him!
Do you want me to confirm? Either way? I wouldn't have done that. Like I wouldn't have said of my own regard whether that happens or not.
It depends if it has the same impact as, you know, Final Fantasy VII leaving Midgar for the first time.
Okay, alright.
Doesn't have that sort of impact.
Well, we're not permanently banned from the city. No.
Yeah, okay. Might visit parts of it is what I'm hearing, or might visit the whole thing. Who knows?
Who knows? Certainly not me.
Get
I
home.
haven't played this repeatedly at all. I do like these sort of lush little corridors here. When I was capturing footage for that trailer, I was getting some gameplay footage, and I did stop and just get some vistas of the city, because there's nice lighting. Especially at nighttime, you know? And there's like
So many
crashing
vistas.
waves and stuff. Sorry?
So many vistas.
Yeah, absolutely. Oops, sorry. The other fun thing, if you attack people in this city, they'll attack you back. It's not like the last game where they'll just run away screaming. They've all got guns and they'll shoot at you. Like, not
It's
well.
like GTA.
Yeah. I loved watching that Cyberpunk glitch compilation by Kroby Cat and seeing how, like, games from 20 years ago could simulate other people getting arrested by the police, but Cyberpunk can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. The people
That's
with
just
asparagus are tough. I don't believe that's an autocorrect mistake, Reese. I think
It's
that was
asparagus
inspired.
forever. Asparagus forever. Never changing it. Also, this bird thing, it has the exact same like movement.
If it gives you a pass to leave the city, I'll let you take one of me rides for a spin. See you around, newbies.
Right, he's saying we might get a vehicle later. Sorry, what did you say? What did it feel like?
So it has the exact same movement animation as like the flutter fly thing from the first game.
I'm trying to remember what in the second game when we did that.
I don't know if it's in the second game, but it's
You might
definitely
be
from
talking
the
about
first
the
one.
first.
Oh, I said the first one. Yeah, I meant the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have to like compare it and find detail to know if it's the exact same moveset, but yeah.
It might be because I've played it more recently, but it definitely is.
Yeah. They certainly took their cues from it, you know? Okay. So we're about to meet another new character here. Here we go.
So check out these funny dudes, huh? Nice threads. I didn't know rubber was back.
Whoa.
It is none of your concern, animal.
Look, coloring book, we've had a hard week. Don't push.
They look cool.
The arena shows
Good.
all, Dark One.
And so of course Daxter just immediately starts insulting them.
Destroy you.
Hey, you foreigner!
Precursors destroyed themselves.
It doesn't look like any precursor crap we've seen.
These artifacts are an abomination. One found in a great volcano. We sent an expedition.
They're booing the precursor crap. Just for the record. I'm talking to the chat.
Ill tidings sing in the wind. I fear the remaking of the world is at hand.
I think you've been out in the sun a little too long.
The remaking of the world is at hand. Obviously, that's going to happen because she said it at the start of the game.
Legend has it, so it's true.
Ah, yeah.
Understand the dark forces at work here.
Don't talk to me about dark powers. I want to know what this is.
Oh my god.
Stand back.
What do you think I'm about to do for this mission?
Get in a mech and ride around.
That would be cool. I'm actually going to do a music rhythm game. It's not even music. It's just tap the buttons when they go over the crosshairs. That's it.
I was so convinced it was a big mech battle sequence.
Sorry.
Man, this is very early to be dropping this sort of minigame.
I agree, honestly. Like, I will tell you, this does not happen much or at all afterwards, you know? I do like the Metroid-y feel of both the music and the screen we're looking at, but like, yeah, as you say, it's a bizarre time to be doing this.
Like, what are we even looking at?
It confused me quite a bit when I first played as well. I think in 2005 it must have confused me, but I was like, well, I've been hyped for this game for however long, so I'm gonna pretend it's the greatest thing ever made. You know.
Come on, pal.
Riveting. Alright, we're done.
You cracked it, Jack.
Don't touch it. Dark Eco.
Yeah, you're impressed now, aren't you? Man, give him his preps.
Crystals. It has been passed down through time that they power the greatest of precursor technologies. Strange. It speaks an ancient dialect, the earliest precursor forms. Something about reclaiming this unfinished world.
Those look like coordinates. Like the ones from...
It is picking up a very powerful signal.
I don't think we're gonna like what this thing is yapping to.
Even you cannot save us from this, hero.
Hey, I'm the real hero here. You can call me Orange Lightning.
You and Orange Lightning are not welcome here.
That follow-up punchline, I think is quite good. That part of the joke is quite good.
That's a genuine.
Yeah. And it's like telling of what kind of character that monk is. The monk is called Seam, by the way. It's just, yeah, it informs. It's something that would come about from that character. You know, they just take it a bit too literally.
It's like what's his face from Batista from Guardians of the Galaxy. His character.
It's like Drax in a way. Yeah,
Drax. That's it. I know him as Batista.
So as you can see here, this is where we traded skull gems. You remember from the second game, we traded skull gems to a big precursor statue, and they gave us Dark Jack powers. So in this one, you get metalhead gems, and you can basically purchase mini games that grant you access to precursor orbs. So those mini games we were doing in the last game to get precursor orbs, they now cost metalhead gems to access. So that's how that works. And that's how the majority of the precursor orbs are found in this game. Not by finding them in the different levels, but by getting them through minigames like this. Obviously, we have no metalhead gems at the moment, so I can't demonstrate it. But anyway, just thought I'd stop and point that out. And we won't be doing many, or if any, of the minigames in this, just because I think it'll drag it down, and I'd like to get to the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Okay, it makes sense that there's no cars in this place, and they're replaced by these bird dudes.
Yeah. But, I believe we are about to get in the car. By going to the gate of the city, the main gate that leads out into the desert. So, yeah. Yeah, no, you're right, though. We don't drive around this city.
I'm really waiting for a big open world section. I don't know if it's going to arrive or not.
Well, you be the judge.
Well, if it isn't the new.
Well.
Keep yapping, Jelly Boy. We'll see who.
Bite your bum, right face, or I'll pound you.
Straight to the precursus.
Nice ride.
Sorry. I did a boo, and it started to shout over a punchline, so I switched to laughter. I'll be better in the future. I'm listening and learning.
Those are for the big boys. You can use that one.
What a runt!
Get them.
A little something on a race, then. If you do, I'll let you keep that little vehicle for as long as you live.
And my mother has to be free.
Have anything? I'd say that yappy rodent of yours is a big
I choke the boy.
skinned and butted. He'd make a nice treat. My vehicle against him.
Forget it, buddy. Jack would never
Done. What? Don't worry. If there's one thing I can do, it's race.
Can't believe they copied that from Phantom Menace.
Can't believe what?
They copied all
right.
that from Phantom Menace.
Oh, of course
no,
they
they
did.
didn't really.
Alright.
You know, like, there's a very long-winded explanation of the bet that they make, and it just reminded me of that.
So this is what the Wasteland looks like, more or less. Let me bring up the map, actually. So that spot is where we were.
Yeah.
And this is the desert.
Yeah, this looks pretty impressive.
Cool. I'm glad you think so.
I'm benchmarking this next to GTA San Andreas and FF12, which came out around the same time.
1000% a fair comparison, yeah. We're in this car now. We press X to go, like in the last game.
But the character models are, like, very different. They're very, very different games. They're not really comparable.
Yes.
So what are we doing?
So we are going through checkpoints, and then we are taking part in a race, and if we lose, Daxter gets eaten by Kleiver, the fat guy we were talking to. We know he's fat because he patted his belly very, very consciously.
Right, because I was wondering why he was included in the bet. I was like, what do you want to do with Daxter? Knowing that is disturbing, to say the least.
So basically, we will get this car for us to use if we win the race.
Yeah.
And if we lose, Daxter gets eaten. Which is completely fair stakes, in my view.
How's it control?
There is a lot of traction. Like, it's really easy to just suddenly stop, you know? But it also makes it kind of a chore to drive around on the sand. Compared to, like, I don't know, similar open-world driving games. Like Grand Theft Auto, I guess. But it's fine, it'll serve us. And I've certainly done a lot of it, so... Sadly, we won't be racing that much unless we do side missions. And as I said, I don't really want to do a lot of side missions during this playthrough, so...
Race.
Enjoy this while it happens. Someone put on some Initial D, please.
Those are for the solo streams. All races.
It's no Smuggler's Run. Smuggler's Run, that's a PS2 game, yeah.
So it tells me
sorry?
These races, you're just going to be out in front for quite some time.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're getting a lot closer to Jack X or whatever it's called. So it is?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Jack X actually has vehicles with wheels. Unlike Jack 2. So yes, we are closer, for sure.
Like, you've got like a turbo boost and weapon?
No weapons, not in this. Your main, well, not in this vehicle. Sorry, we will drive vehicles later that have guns on them, and we can shoot them at enemies. And they are like vehicle-enabled guns. It's not like in the last game where we're whipping out our guns whilst on vehicles. So. It was a Rockstar game, Reese. Yes, Smuggler's Run. It's weird to think that they like bought the rights to Red Dead Revolver, which was made by an entirely different company, if I'm not mistaken, and then like turned that into Red Dead Redemption. It's so weird to think about.
I don't fully understand the story. Yeah.
I think Red Dead Revolver follows an entirely different set of characters. Like there's no there's no John Marston anyway. And you can get it on PS4/PS5.
Looking at Smuggler's Run, but it's all Star Wars stuff.
Oh right. What, like DLC for Battlefront or something?
So Smuggler's Run is a place, so it's just like everything.
Oh, okay. What movies?
Apparently, Smuggler's Run is located in the center of the Black Spy Outpost at the entrance to Onaka Transport Solutions.
Is this Old Republic, the MMO, or?
Oh, wait, this might be a ride.
Featuring?
I think it's a ride.
Oh.
It's a ride,
right,
yes.
the new Disneyland thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Oh, that makes sense.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then more video games.
I figured it was like somewhere you could go on KOTOR or something. But I just got that on the brain because we stream that. For anyone watching who doesn't normally watch us. We did that on Monday nights, and it's Bianca playing that. Not either of us.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love the antenna physics. They're going nuts.
Yeah. Look at that, look at that little flag on the back just bouncing around. Supposed to say this is not the best vehicle in the game. We will get much better ones later. Yeah, antenna physics. There you go. That's what I was searching for, Rez. Words. Oh boy.
Oh, this is a long race.
Yeah, 3 laps, but it feels long.
Oh, and also because the time changed.
I like that little shot they just put in there. Completely unnecessary, but I love it.
Enjoy it for now, Skimmer. I said you could keep the vehicle for as long as you live. Well,
it's like the equivalent of when they get the precursor.
Oh yeah, it's like when they... No, you're right. It's a callback to the first game. In a way. Sorry, just reading chat. Finally, Jack gets to use the goggles. I know, right? So often he just doesn't, you know? It's just an accessory.
He definitely didn't buy them for practical purposes. He bought them for to be accessories.
Keeps them for the same reason he keeps his goatee, you know?
Actually, he probably killed a soldier and took him off his dead body.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, there's just less travel time between objectives, and this is a perfect example of that. We get back to the garage, and boom, next mission's there.
Yeah. This reminds me of Borderlands, by the way, just driving a little vehicle around the thing.
Having played, like, the first couple of hours of Borderlands, I agree. That's a good comparison.
Nice wheel work. My advisor here says you have vehicles.
I get on my own. This will be of use to us, Damas. I think you should keep him for now.
Can it, Pecker?
There are a number of artifacts to be found in the wasteland. Fresh storms during the sand reveal items that have been buried for centuries.
Good use of the Austin Powers soundboard.
And find as many items as you can before the storms come again.
Now we are fighting nondescript items.
If you get caught in the storms, they will tear the flesh from your very bones.
Oh, great. Thanks for the pep talk.
Alright,
cool.
Straight back out again.
How much, like you said, that all the race stuff is mostly side missions.
Yeah, like race where you're doing
stuff?
laps, and it's like a race in the last game. Those are side missions. But there will be a few the majority of driving missions that are critical to the story in this game will be like this. It's just like checkpoint races.
Okay.
Single lap affairs where you just got to get from one spot to the next.
Alright, cool.
Finding, again, nondescript items that appear to have no real significance. Other than, like, the character saying, they are artifacts, legendary precursor technology, etc.
I think this is how long to be, too.
Yeah, definitely do. I'm hoping to do this in slightly shorter time than it took us to do Jak 2, because again, less travelling around.
And my pros at this now too. No fart assing around.
I don't think I heard that phrase before you said it to me. Yeah, but I mean, you've said it to me on multiple occasions, but like before we met, I don't think I've heard it.
It's great.
It's a good one.
Right. More junk.
Man, I'm glad I didn't get into Cyberpunk 2077.
What made you say that? Oh my goodness. Very rude. Like, why are you thinking about it? Because I brought it up? Or?
I mean, yeah. I'm forced to. I was thinking of that Kirby Cat video.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games from that I want to play on the stream. I don't know how streaming a GTA game would go. Yeah, I want to play Mafia 1, not the remake. The original.
The original, yeah.
I rented that from PS2 and finished it.
Oh yeah.
And remember thinking it was hectic.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool then, because then you again, similar to this, seeing what you recognize and
I remember it being really slow. Like, because if you drive over the speed limit, like cops would like chase you down.
Oh yeah. Would you want to play the Godfather game on stream?
Oh, I love that game.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course, you wrote a blog post about it. Feel free to drop that in
the
chat
second
if you
one.
want.
Yeah.
It's a Medium post about Godfather the game and 100%ing it, right? Like getting all the achievements.
The first game is better, I think.
Okay. It's weird.
The second one, yeah, they definitely didn't make 3. It's weird.
Mafia 3 is very underrated. I think we've had this conversation, but that's interesting to hear because I played the demo and was not impressed at all. I mean, the graphics were nice, but it just seemed pretty tedious. It's no Scarface the World is yours.
Oh yeah, I got that too.
Yeah. Oh, you have played that?
Yeah, I've got it on PS2.
Hell yeah.
Have you played it?
No, I just heard about it.
There's a lot of interesting mechanics in that game. In regards to running around selling cocaine to people.
Oh.
Because you have like 2 money, like at all times you have either your clean money or your dirty money. And you have to launder your dirty money if you want to actually use it.
Far out. Okay.
Yeah.
Vice City Stories has maybe something like that. My memory's foggy of that, but you set up like revenue sources and like the specific ways of getting money with different ways of managing it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Cutscene.
Good work. That was close.
Oh, are you beginning to care? Damas says...
My concern was for the artifacts, and we will use them well. That armor you found, it is very rare indeed. Pecker here says it's the very armor Mar once
when did we find armor?
For this planet long ago.
One of the artifacts.
Keep it for yourself. Trust me, you'll need it.
Yeah.
Ugh. Does that do anything?
Yeah, it increases our health bar.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if it was clear, but like some more green dots got added to that health meter in the bottom left.
What's the purple dot? Or is that the shadow?
Purple dot, like that entire right side of the yin yang symbol. That's our dark eco filling up. That's what our dark eco meter looks like in this game.
Yeah.
Okay. Reese is checking soundbites. Sorry,
You are still here?
Yeah, we thought...
Everyone has to talk like that.
This isn't a game.
Great joke. Great joke. Comedy.
They did that in the last one.
Yeah, they did. and it was more subtle in that game too.
Yeah.
Stupid rats. They just sat
That dark eco crystal from the satellite.
Every video game that does that should be banned.
I'll wager a light crystal against it if you race my monks on their leapers.
One more race. This time with the leapers.
Just show us where the starting line is.
Oh god.
On your monk. Get set.
I didn't like that. He said on your monk.
He did say that.
It's like a chocobo race.
Very much.
This sort of thing is my bag, baby.
You said you wanted to stream Final Fantasy 8, yeah?
I did, yes.
I'm just trying to remember what the chocobos are like in that game.
I remember coming... Alright. I remember coming across them, and not really, like a lot of the side content in the game, just not being sure what to do. Similar to like finding a cactuar and just being like, how do I hurt this thing? I don't... What?
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I want to stream FF8. I want to like give it a fair go and follow a guide and stuff. So.
Because in FF8, you rent a car right at the start.
Oh yeah. God, yeah. The things that stick out of my brain are different. Like that whole train sequence. You want to talk about train sequences? Oof.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's one of the things that sticks out really vividly to me.
Yeah.
The train sequence. Do you remember the airship in that game?
You mean Balam Garden?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's Balam Garden, but there's another one you get, isn't there?
Yeah, I was thinking if you remember that Balam Garden flies around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, big time.
Which is cool.
Which isn't immediately obvious, right?
No.
No, which is cool.
There's the finish line!
Woo!
Oh yeah.
Ha! We kicked your scaly tail! Back off, you filthy animal!
The crystal is yours. The two types, light and dark, when combined, form great energies.
Balam Wonderworld. Nice.
When you die, are you kind enough to give them back?
I don't plan on it. Why are you so obsessed with death?
Because of that, the day star approaches, and every day it grows brighter. This planet's
It's gonna be rough, pal.
Sorry, I'm just... I have a sort of schedule. Just checking like how far we want to get this session. We might even be ahead of the schedule like I projected. Like I'm predicting like 6 sessions. And no, we're doing well. It's been nearly an hour. Okay. So now we're gonna go back to the front gate. And like I said, you know, compared to Jack 2, this is a lot less fussing around. We're just practically going straight on. Like the travel time is drastically shortened than they.
A lot less fussing and nothing.
Less fussing and nothing, less fart-assing, yeah, 100%.
I did go bouldering in between my 2 streams today, by the way. I twisted my ankle, which is good.
Oh, shit.
It's fine.
Okay.
I did stop after that.
Well, I hope you don't wake up tomorrow and become unable to walk. That would stink. Like,
you know what? Same.
Yeah, I really want that for you.
You guys looking for a bit of action? The scope shows a group of metalheads moving through the desert.
I haven't quite decided if I'm doing a Cockney accent or not.
The voice actor is American, shockingly.
You've got some proving to do. Intercept those bad boys and give them hell. Who knows? You might even get a few toys for your effort.
Why did
If you got a 30
leaving
odds
out
inch.
the dangerous parts? Jack, I'm getting some nasty juju vibes here. I don't have this whiskers for nothing, you know.
Relax. We can handle
He doesn't have whiskers.
Have you
Yeah, he
ever
doesn't.
seen a Wasteland Metal Head?
No. Why?
Nothing. Just wondering. Go get 'em, heroes.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Oh yeah, you know the Metalhead gem Legos? They look like little throat lozenges.
Oh right, yeah, yeah. That's right.
That'd be good if that
I think
was
we
the,
made
like,
that
main-
comparison back when we first saw him in the second game.
Did we? Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like a pill of some kind.
It'd be good if that
we
was the
absolutely
collectible
said that.
in this game.
Yeah.
You know, count for how many characters speak with a deep, gruff, scratchy voice. Because so far it's been literally all of them except for Daxter. Like literally everyone.
Oh, and Ashland does not obviously talk with a gruff accent. It'd be better if she did. Like it's deep but female voice. And there was Vega, the bald man, who was like, "By order, the Grand Council." Yeah, not very gruff.
Everyone else though. Are these metalheads? Are these
They
things
are.
Wasteland Metal Heads he was describing?
Wasteland Metal Heads. he was like, "Have you ever seen one of those?" And we're like,
Oh,
"No."
They don't seem that bad.
Yeah, they're not that bad. Yeah, car combat. That's right. Reese is excited by Twisted Metal. I bought Twisted Metal Black on PS4 today because they got a sale going on like remasters and ports and stuff. So like all the PS2 and PS4 games are going for a song. So I got that among other things.
Some of the PS2 games that have gone, well, actually specifically the Rockstar ones have gone, the ports have been really bad.
Oh yeah.
But maybe the other ones that aren't Rockstar games. Hold on. I got Dark Cloud, which one I'm playing?
Big Bun?
I got Dark Cloud, which one I'm playing.
Yes, I have that too. I'm curious. I'm really curious. Any like first party, like Sony published JRPG is interesting to me. I saw a playthrough of Legend of Dragoon on PS1.
Oh, I have played that.
Yeah, right.
I played it on PS1 as a kid, yeah.
You know, Carl Bosman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he streamed all of that, start to finish.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it was very involved and cool.
I was at my friend's house and we played through the first disc in one session. And it was a great time.
That was a massive hit. I've never been flung that far.
That was like a Skyrim fucking get hit by a giant.
That was a fucking first hurrah, yeah.
Or a Legend of Zelda when you get hit, you do some crazy stuff at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, there should have been like a what does it say in Breath of the Wild when you die? Does it just say you died?
I don't remember. Yeah, I think so.
But like
game over maybe?
Whatever it is.
It's game over. By the way, because there's so much going on, the frame rate has actually died, so I can't really see what you're doing at the moment, but I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah. So
I'm shooting
just
a really
screen
good...
share's never been that great, but like trust me when I say I am just shooting a lot.
That's cool. I'm seeing a really cool PowerPoint presentation about what you're doing. But,
yeah, nice.
Yeah, other than that.
Yeah, well, when we calm down and talk to somebody who needs a throat lozenge, it'll be fun. We'll be back to normal.
It's cool that you just shared a bunch of screenshots of the game with me. I don't know how you did that.
Well, I just went to Google Slides. I decompressed everything by 50%. Well, compressed, I should say. And just for your benefit, I pulled that together.
No,
I thought this is the best way to experience the game, you know.
It is. It's usually very serviceable. It's so good.
Basically, I'm just charging around, charging at them with the guns, and when they turn to face me, I just swerve out of their way. Reese, which game... Oh, game over, right. Which games did not hold up, Reese, that you're referring to in the chat? I would be curious, because we mentioned a few. Sorry?
Yeah. It's either Twisted Metal or GTA.
Twisted Metal, okay. Well, I bought Twisted Metal Black, so... Anyway, I'll learn shortly. And I've got Twisted Metal 1 by way of the PS1 Classic, so... the mini one? The mini PlayStation?
Yeah. Car combat is weird.
Sure is. I mean, the ultimate car combat game in my mind is a game for PS2 and Xbox called Mashed. Where it's like it's micro machines basically. You're driving around a track and like last man standing wins. So wait, it's not dead yet.
Reminds me of a game I need to look up.
Yeah. What's the WE car combat game called? You're gonna have to tell me that. Oh,
Crush Hour.
Yeah, right. I would sincerely
that was
recommend...
pretty quick, wasn't it? I've got that ready to go whenever anyone asks.
Nice. I very much recommend paying attention to this cutscene.
So can you pause it?
Yeah.
It's really choppy, so I can't see it. So I'm just going to click on stop watching and then rejoin.
Yep.
Stream.
Yo,
okay,
you're
good.
doing the thing, says Sir Dojington, who I remember from Jack 2. Awesome. We started just tonight.
We're doing the thing.
Yeah, we are in fact doing the thing. We're like, how many missions in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is like the 7th mission. We're about to get like a second war amulet, which is early on, but yeah. So you haven't missed a huge amount. Yeah. And look, you know who this person is, I'm sure.
Cargo, and you're still alive. every dark eco crystal you can find. Time is short.
Is that Errol?
Did you hear me?
Hang on, I'll play it through.
I don't like the sound of your voice.
Ha! You sure kicked sand in his face. Oh yeah, that was good.
That face.
Oh my god.
Come on, Bigfoot, let's get back. This does it, gives me the creeps.
So this game, so as you can see, that game expects you, like, sort of addresses that that's a familiar face, but is a bit playful about it. You know, doesn't explicitly clarify.
Yeah, was that who it was? Was it Errol?
It was Errol. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So you know, I mentioned he
recognize
blew up in the last game, but I didn't say he died. He just blew up. And now he's talking to metalheads, which is are they dying? Hey, that's kind of a worry. All right, love this trilogy, and this game is the peak for me. Yeah, I completely understand that point of view. I am personally fond of Jak 2 in ways that I described probably several times when we were playing that game, but and I won't rehash it over and over. But no, I completely understand liking this game the best. There are a lot of things it does that are just objectively better than the second game. So.
I personally consider it a quadrilogy. You know, I consider Jak X to be just as important narrative.
It was made by the same developer, so you know, and it's got a canon plot line. I believe
that's right. Yes. There's a game, I definitely need to play it on stream at some point. For PS1, have you ever heard of a game called Micromaniacs?
I feel like I have. Yeah, describe it for me.
It is a racing game, I guess. But you're playing as a bunch of these tiny little characters that are running around. And it's kind of tank control-y a little bit from memory. I think it's actually tank controls. But yeah, you're playing these shrunk down little characters, and they all have their own exclusive moves, and they're all the levels are like giant versions of worlds, like because you're like, for example, one's just like a kitchen, and one's like a bathroom.
Oh, that's cool.
Stuff like that.
I think Micro Machines
really fucking
does
cool.
that as well, but Micromaniacs, I take it as a different beast.
Yeah, it's.
Because there's like something like 4 or 5 Micro Machines games on PS1.
This is a Codemasters game too.
Well, yeah, the same guys who made Micro Machines. So Micromaniacs, I mean, yeah, they made so many games like that. So, yeah, like, are you looking at it now? Are you googling it?
I'm looking at the Wikipedia article.
Yeah, and it is definitely called Micromaniacs are now territory. I imagine those kinds of games get all sorts of vague titles. I remember like when Bianca was trying to remember this Wait and Jack and Daxter the Lost Frontier and Daxter for PSP. So in fact, Sixology, whatever you call that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, those count.
But yeah, we were trying to remember a game that Bianca remembers, which is just racing game, arcadey, and it's like that's a big pool that we're drawing on there. So it took us a while to find it, but we did. And to this day, I can't name it. Like I found it once and then it disappeared from my memory. Now,
can I read out the plot of this game?
Absolutely. What, this game? Oh, Micromaniacs.
No, not of Jak 3.
Yeah.
Just checking. There's no cutscenes anytime soon.
There will be, but I'm looking for an orb. So go ahead.
Yeah, for shorthand, I'm gonna read out a donation. So, Micromaniacs is set.
I accidentally just triggered it.
Did
Go
you
on.
get it? Oh no, I'll do it afterwards.
Okay, all right.
Once again, you must test your fighting skills in the arena.
Oh, once again, fuck yeah.
Defeat those who oppose you, and we will see if your skills are of use to us. The purity of the arena.
And get another weapon upgrade.
Excuse me, Mr. Sand King. Yes, I'd like to place a complaint. We've been training hard. My feet are killing me, and I think I'm getting a hangnail. So maybe I'll just sit this one
out. So Dojington, are you talking about Brendon, or are you talking about the game? Because for Brendon, I mean, either one I could do. I just want to clarify before I do it. I will turn up Brendon.
The game.
By 10%. Oh, they mean the game? Okay, I will turn Brendon back down.
Yeah, tell me.
And then for the game, I will show sidebar for a second. Ooh, sorry everyone, sorry. And turn it up by 5. And we'll see how that goes. Okay. So... Oh, the game is a touch quiet. Yeah, cool. So... I pressed up twice.
Wave concussor.
Wave concussor. How's that?
Ooh, that looks very useful.
So similar to... It serves basically the same function as the shotgun in that it's good for crowds at like short distance. It's just a different way of doing it, and it covers 360 degrees. So it's basically the same gun, but better. Like, covers a wider range. There was a video I watched all about Jak 2's combat that delved into detail about how it being like camera relative controls without any strafing options kind of influences how the game has to handle aiming, and there's sort of an automated system that doesn't always work as it should, and it influences the entirety of the game in a certain way. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the guy who did it. His channel isn't active anymore, so it's not like he's around to appreciate a shout out. But no, it was really interesting, and certainly that gun goes a ways to address the issues he was talking about. Yeah, and you also watched that video, fair enough. Okay, let's get another Amulet.
Did you ever play the Neversoft Spider-Man game for PS1?
Yes. I played it on PC, but yeah, same thing.
I remember figuring out as a kid that if you used your shield, like there's a ability you can use where you put a big spider dome around you, and then you can press a button to break out and make a shockwave go out. I remember as a kid realizing I could press those quickly and just make a quick shockwave go out because it cancels the animation. And being like, whoa, I discovered a cool combo move, basically. I'm being very proud of myself for doing that.
Speaking of cool combo moves, remember this? Remember how we learned to do that? and Sig called it a Wastelander move. So that was pretty cool.
Again, the frame rate kind of died, so I didn't see entirely.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why you were a bit quiet.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
It's like I'm reading a magazine article about it.
Oh, yeah. It's got blurry scans on, like, Famitsu or something. No. The Famitsu equivalent, I guess. Nova Canoe. It was New Zealand based, as you can tell from his voice. I looked him up on Reddit. He's just, like, he's not doing anything like producing videos at a big rate or anything like that. He's just hanging out. Which is a shame, because it's like, those were good videos. Very, oh, hello. Adding to the death count, baby.
Die? Oh my god.
It begins.
No, I'm not for you.
What if I just hold on to the Dark Eco? What if I do that? Oh, I imagine it's not going to go away until I... Yeah, here we go.
So is it pretty similar to the first game? It's kind of like a win button a little bit.
Pretty much, yeah. It's not... There will be new Dark Jak powers that we get in this game. I'll say that. Yeah, his Ratchet & Clank videos are good too. I did not get around to watching those, actually. But I think I'd like to. Because I definitely played all the PS2 games. Well, the trilogy, the Insomniac trilogy. Well, they're all Insomniac. The 1 through 3, you know?
The real trilogy.
The real trilogy. Yeah.
I only played the first game. Which I love a lot.
Yeah, but I think it's safe to say that 2 and 3 are like just improvements, you know? It's not like Jak, where they just made a radical departure for the sake of the market. Those second and third games are like make significant improvements.
Yeah.
That are worth checking out, in my opinion. Alright. The weapon upgrade system is a pretty fundamental change to the game, big time. Yeah. I think oh, awesome. We didn't die that time. They just control way better. I agree. I remember playing them at a very low volume. Like, I was still living with my parents at the time, and I was playing them at a low volume on the lounge room TV to just not catch their attention, because it's very cartoony voice, especially with, like, Dr. Nefarious, who just shrieks the whole time.
I can't believe you two are still alive.
Yeah, what a surprise.
Damas and I are very impressed.
Hey, Featherbutt, who appointed you king?
He did. Well, almost. Kind of a semi-king. You know, you should see our sleeping quarters and his harem of lovebirds. Oh, I never get any sleep these days.
Yeah, baby!
Harem?
No?
I don't see no crown.
I did a Austin Powers, yeah, baby. You didn't hear it.
I'll crown you. Don't make me come down there from this perch.
I got a perch for you, birdie, right here. Twirl it.
Just hit.
He did just do a censored middle finger, yeah.
If you have to censor it, don't do it.
Very well, Jack. You make me proud that our training program is so good. Here is
Gosh, he's flustered. I wonder why.
And a new weapon mod. One more arena win, and you will be a true wastelander.
Yeah, that was quick.
Wow. We really want to be that.
Don't we just? Oh, and we got yet another weapon. This game is showering us with items.
Apparently new secrets are now available.
Yep, we'll have a look at the secrets real quick. So, this is our regular gun, which you recognize, of course. Here's the upgraded gun. Can you see what's going on there?
No, I can see the scatter effect, the bouncing off the wall. That's pretty
Yep, bouncing off the walls, that's right.
I'm going to stop and restart it. Hang on, see if it...
Yeah, of course. While you do that, I'll bring up the secrets menu so we can have a look at the kind of things they grant us access to. So, we got gun upgrades, which are good. Vehicle upgrades. Crazy stuff! Look out!
Slow movies sounds really crazy.
Fast movies too. Oof. Quite a craze for a while.
Very crazy.
On YouTube, if I remember. Speeding up Kingdom Hearts.
Jack's goatee. Why would you, ever?
Why would you? Big head mode, please. Kleiver's diaper. Whoa.
No, that sounds funny.
Expert options, which ramp up difficulty, God mode, and stuff like that. Cheats, which are what they sound like. Art gallery, concept art, of course. I've got a save file where I've unlocked everything. So, all these secrets, if you want to look at the art book or anything like that, then we got that, so it's fine. But yeah, that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Really, to my mind, we don't need the weapon upgrades necessarily. They're just good to have. I'll maybe turn them on if I'm dying a lot, but I don't anticipate it being an issue. Okay, you're okay to roll on for maybe a half hour at least?
Half hour? Yeah. I was thinking of wrapping up at 9, if that's all right. But we can.
That's absolutely fine. We've made good progress today. So
yeah.
Let's see what we can fit in before then.
4 hours of streaming today.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Well, for both of us, you were around for the first one, so.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was coming and going, working and whatnot, but yeah. No, absolutely.
Kept me going, and that's why it's important.
Alrighty.
Damas has a job for us, but I'm no babysitter, so stay out of my way.
Jack's not afraid
Okay.
of you. Are you, Jack?
If you knew what was happening out here, you'd be afraid, all right.
What's going on here?
Nothing, your lordship. Just offering Jack and the little one here some healthy advice.
You have a reputation for being rash. Didn't your father ever tell you to pick your battles wisely?
I love doing that.
I didn't know my father.
My point is,
Someone wants to drop a gold member Faja in there. That'd be good.
You wait until his
Because I hadn't even thought about or cared until just then.
Do you understand?
Yeah, neither of his parents are discussed. Hey.
I want you and Kleiver to go into the desert and herd a group of lizards into a waiting transport. We must prepare for whatever lies ahead. I need all the resources we can gather.
No problem. I'm good with animals.
Faja!
Thank you. Alright, now we... Oh, well, we ride in this car already, but now we've got access to this. Sorry?
The Lozenge crew.
Seriously,
Lozenge
I've
boys.
never seen a single video game character in greater need of a lozenge than King Damas. he has the most lozenge-needing voice I've ever heard. Because it's specifically like a normal sounding voice, but it's put on to sound like raspy and desert, like his throat's been blasted with sand somewhere. And I know it's a conscious decision, but it sticks out so bad. I've got to say what for.
Some foreshadowing. Who knows what that was foreshadowing for?
They have foreshadowed the shit out of it. Like that, you know, you make me proud that our training program is so good. They want you to consider that.
It is. It's also funny how applicable it is for Austin Powers 3 as well.
Yeah.
Because the same thing happens.
Yeah. Okay, so you will also see another trend in this game, which is like very careful hand-holding as far as like introducing new mechanics and then dropping them just as quickly. So it has to keep flashing messages up on screen like that. So there you goes. Check this out. Now I'm Daxter.
Stay on the end.
Whoa!
I am riding the lizard.
That was
like
hectic.
Yeah. Oh, was that allowed?
This
Okay.
one's crazy.
What? And I have to not run into those cactus patches, otherwise I die.
I'm getting a little raw.
It's getting a little.
Wow.
Oh, bloody hell! All right.
Oh,
well,
Daxter. He was getting too raw.
Getting too raw. too WWE raw. That's it.
Almost there.
Who are the guys who keep? Oh, I felt like I was going to run them over. Who are the guys who keep coming out as like Sans Undertale and stuff?
Oh, Kenny Omega. He only did it once.
Right, but like video game
no.
characters and anime references and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh no. His finishing move is the one where.
Sorry.
His finishing move is a one-winged angel.
Oh.
That
would be some hype entrance music for sure.
Come here, you crazy lizard.
As someone who doesn't watch WWE, I just assume that's the case.
Oh yeah, one of the one of the wrestlers from New Day is hosting the G4 reboot.
Oh. What the hell? I don't know what happened there. Anyway, yeah, the G4 reboot. So has that happened or not?
I don't think it has. I don't actually know.
Say hello.
Yeah, because they were bringing back Olivia Munn for that, right? Which is funny because she's now like she's got a career as a Hollywood actress. Such great shows as The Newsroom.
Very sassy.
Yeah, a little cutscene plays where he gets back in the car. And you can watch that in the scene viewer, you know, where that you unlock with precursor orbs. Which is quite funny to me. Oh, shit. Not very forgiving. Yeah, but I'm curious, like, what on earth did they do to make G4 relevant now? Because the main thing I associate with G4 is, well, game trailers. Game trailers was owned by them. And, X-Play. Were you like me? Did you watch, like, online videos of X-Play reviews?
I think this one's
not really.
Not really?
Just
okay.
good game for me.
I think Bianca did. Bianca
I knew what it was, yeah.
Yeah, right, okay. Do you know Adam Sessler at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's not really in games now, but yeah.
Good game was the only reviews that I needed.
Yeah. Do you watch Barjo at all when he streams?
No, I haven't watched it.
He pulls in like 4,000 viewers. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for ages. I've seen in the Australian channel. Sorry?
He's been doing it for ages as well.
That's true.
Not just running over the wildlife.
Yeah, I know. There's enough to go around. It's fine. It's completely fine. Adam Sandler's brother. That's correct, Otis. That's factually accurate. You put the two of them together in a room, and you can hardly tell the difference. I mean, assuming that Adam Sandler's dressed up as his character from Daddy's Boy, or whatever it was he did with Andy Samberg.
What was the show where they intercut video games with extreme sports?
Don't remember that.
Because I remember that being on sometimes.
I have to admit, you got some talent, kid. Have
I
another
died a few
one of
times,
me
but thanks.
vehicles. You earned it.
Damn straight. Would it be too much to ask for a foot rub?
Correct.
No, didn't think so.
That was
Good one, Dad.
just straight up funny.
Behold, the best vehicle in the game. It's got a massive
Really?
fucking jump.
Whoa, it looks pretty cool.
And it shoots rockets, infinite rockets. So, yeah, this car whips. Even, yeah, Reese remembers it. That's right. I say, so we got a choice between two missions. It's not often that this game gives us choices between missions. Like, Jak 2 did it a lot more. This game largely just keeps it on us on a linear track. I say, with the short time we have left, we'll stick to Asparagus City. And we'll do something else with King. And then the other mission that it's probably impossible to tell on your resolution, Brendon, but it's something for the monks at their temple, and that's a whole thing in itself. And arguably the best level in the game. Like, some proper platforming happens there. So we'll save that for next week, and I'll head back to Spargarus.
I want to blow all the good stuff on the first sesh. Gotta leave them wanting more.
Gotta leave them one more. That's right.
This doesn't remind me of this is.
What's up?
Reminds me of like Borderlands, but this is very like. Let's just make a Mad Maxy sort of Jak game, I guess.
Yeah, big time.
Here we are.
If only this game had been made in like, what was it, 2015, and they could make all these Fury Road references. It'd be hysterical.
Very good. Still need to play that Mad Max game. I bought it like on my list. And I never ended up playing. I played it for like 2 hours.
Yeah, same. Like I got it for cheap on PlayStation, and or not even cheap, like free.
Very shagadelic.
And yeah, it like you, it didn't sustain my interest for very long at all. It's just a like, it's neat. It's a cool open world game. I'm sure someone loves it, but yeah, I don't know. I got distracted very easily, which is a shame because it was in development for years and years. I'm pretty sure. Got tossed around to a bunch of different people, and they settled on a pretty ordinary feeling game. All right. Don't remember off the top of my head what we're about to do here, but I'm sure it's pretty simple and it involves driving.
Attention, all people of Spargus. A large storm is heading our way. Prepare the city. Jak, there are 4
That's right.
wastelanders
Yep.
out there
Okay.
who still have not reported in. I want you to go out and find them. Do whatever it takes to bring them back.
Cool. Yeah. So it's the same as the item race, but this time we're rescuing people and ferrying them around. So, like I said, good to get this out of the way in this week, and then do something much more varied next week. Something much more shagadelic, even. I'm glad we got a few deaths as well. I was worried like I was gonna be too good. No. I was hoping we'd get like a few, like I'd get rusty on like one of the umpteen different gameplay styles in this game and catch me out like that. So. And indeed it did.
My cat was also very transfixed by this stream.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, Alice. She was transfixed by every stream.
Sure. Oh, that's cool.
It's like reset.
I'm glad, yeah, she bites your cables and smushes her face into your keyboard, but she's supportive of what you do, clearly.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. She just has a funny way of showing it. I always like seeing her. It's very cute. Yeah, Reese has a cat too, Coco. I've seen photos of it. It's a little white baby. It's very sweet. You can just tell.
Something,
What's up?
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. That thing looks like a fucking Robot Wars robot.
Yeah, to be honest, it reminds me of, you ever seen that movie, The Cars That Ate Paris?
No.
It's an Aussie movie. It's by Peter Weir. So kind of in the same... I imagine a lot of like super fans of Mad Max have watched that as well, but it's a different vibe altogether. And yeah, there's a car in that looks that's super spiky and weird.
Let's get out of here.
So, what did it remind you of? Sorry, like a Mad Max thing?
I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I was just going to mention that with this tattoo, like, you have to get your arm shaved. And usually with tattoos, like, they start to peel a bit. And whenever I put my arm down, I feel I can feel like little spikies, and I'm like, oh, it's starting to peel. But it's just the ingrown, oh well, not ingrown hairs, but the hair's growing back. And it's weird that this hasn't peeled because it's stick and poke. I mean, it's weird that it hasn't started scabbing because it's stick and poke. It's different.
So,
anyway.
Is that the... Like, you've gotten tattoos before, and that's with, like, a typical electric
gun,
needle?
yeah.
Yeah, a gun.
Yeah.
So it's only those two... There's only those two types of ways to get tattoos, right? I mean, that are legal.
I'm sure there's lots. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are plenty of other ways that you can get a tattoo.
Yeah. Somehow, I don't think actual tribal tattoos were done with a gun. Yeah.
No.
Have some kind of gun-like stick and poke. I don't know.
I was talking about that with the artists, like Polynesian and like, and then Maori definitely. They use like some sort of bone. I think like whale bone. As like little hammers, and they hammered the tattoos in. It's hectic.
Nice.
You can see Steve-O from Jackass got one.
Oh wow! Holy shit! What was that on? Was that like what show?
Wild Boys.
Wild Boys, right? Yeah, my housemates were watching that for a bit. I remember seeing ads for it, and it just sort of fell into the same realm as like South Park and stuff. Just stuff that was quote unquote naughty. Like I wasn't big.
It's the same as Jackass. It was the same as Jackass, but they're in different countries and a lot more animal based.
Just kind of an inspired idea, hey. It's like, I want to do one of those nature docos. It was just me. It's like, yeah.
Well, Chris and Steve-O also like, I mean, Steve-O was like super on drugs at that point, but they're both still very passionate about animals.
But this is prior to him sending Tony Hawk a "fuck you" message, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me all about it. I think that was during Jack 2.
I told you about that.
Yeah, you told me that.
Over here!
It's fine.
Is Steve-O the one who died? No, it's not.
No.
No, Steve-O's around still.
Yeah, he...
Mate, get in the car. What are you doing? I don't know if you could tell Brendon, but there's a guy refusing to get in my car.
Yeah. Oh, I can see. Don't worry.
Okay.
He's asking for help, and they're not accepting it.
Yeah. Oh my god. I hope you haven't screwed me out of this rescue. Oh boy. Fuck. Fuck. Oh help. What are you doing? I'm on my back wheels. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna lose this one. And this counts as a death, 100%. Because as Damas warned us earlier, if you get caught in the storm, you get the flesh ripped from your bones. So.
Okay. Well, flesh rip.
Flesh rip.
Mission failed. We'll catch him next time.
And I think we got to start from the proper start too. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like it. Yeah. For the most part, the game's very generous about checkpoints. But this time, no. They are filming another Jackass movie, are they not?
Yep.
Yeah.
They are.
And they already like have been hospitalized at least once for it. Those are all middle-aged men. I read that story for sure. I don't know if they're done filming or if it's delayed because of COVID or what. But...
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I watched Steve-O's YouTube videos. I think he mentioned it, but yeah.
Sarge.
Yeah, the most...
Over here!
Sorry, I'm reading it.
The most trouble... The most trouble Steve-O got was when he climbed up a crane and lit fireworks because he was protesting SeaWorld.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like to think that was what caused SeaWorld to, like, shutter its killer whale program and not the film.
I'm pretty sure a few days afterwards, or like not long afterwards, at least SeaWorld, they stopped being allowed to breed whales at the very least.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's freaking small.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, they...
Nice driving! See you back at the city!
I don't know if they still have whales or not.
I remember seeing Blackfish when that came out, like at a film festival. I'm thinking, well, this is very important. It was actually a good doco.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was just starting to review films at that point, and I was just like, yep, important, significant, da da da.
It's a very film festive movie.
Oh,
help me!
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah, there's such a style, like an ingrained style of the film festival docos, especially ones that are biographical, that are about like actors and shit.
Super Size Man. It's fun.
Oh well, yeah, but I'm thinking like the one about Evel Knievel, and like they interviewed Johnny Knoxville for it. Because I don't know, he's done Evil Knievel-ish things, right?
Yeah, modern version. Yeah,
a modern take on it. But he literally, like, the only thing he does in the film is just say stupid shit like, he didn't just kick down the door, he ripped it off the freaking hinges, you know. They just cut to him for an effect. And, like, they just... And it's that thing where that a lot of docos do where they start out with a bunch of quotes like that. Like, he was French, he was raunchy, he was crazy. You didn't know what he was going to do next. Then they do the title card, and then they're like, his father was a tailor, and his mother was born in New Jersey. And just zoom in on a black and white photo. Just dial it straight back immediately.
I don't know if you can tell, or it's just because of what's happening with me, but when you're driving, the polygons on the wheels change completely, and they look totally
I'm glad you noticed that, because that mesmerized me even as a kid. It's just like, so when you go to a stop, it looks like the wheel texture, but when you're driving, it like switches textures, like on a dime.
It's actually really clever, but I can't sell it.
Yeah, it's a very Naughty Dog thing to do. Like
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Reduce the amount of polygons on the screen as much as possible.
Yeah. Oh boy. And no matter how you land in crashes, you always flip back on your wheels. And the only hit you take is the health meter in the bottom left. Which is
the car doesn't light on fire and explode a few seconds later.
Sorry? Oh yeah, oh yeah, like Breath of Auto.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not quite that way. Ooh. What's going
on?
Oh, grizzly.
A little bit exciting. That's my impression of this dude.
You're noticing, like, at the end of these missions, we are constantly picking up light and dark crystals.
Yeah.
You can see them in the inventory screen. Sorry, this is a bit grisly. Like, I had it paused on his dead eyes. You pick them up, and they're in your inventory, but they're entirely just plot markers. They don't do anything. They just become significant at a certain point in the plot. They don't affect your abilities or anything. It's weird how we've never once encountered these crystals until now. We've encountered a bunch of them. And we just will continue doing that. Also, oh, look at Daxter. He's sad. He's sad for dead man. Thank God. You know, he's not going to just insult the dead. Boy, he looks pretty stiff, you know.
When I think of Daxter, I think of empathy.
Oh, Reese means prior to this game. Oh, right. He wasn't being sarcastic. Yeah, no, there were none of them in the last game. Yeah, and there are a few things that are in this game that have retroactive importance. We'll learn all about them as we go. Anyway. Oh, boss fight. See, yeah, the game makes a big deal out of the fact it's like,
this is a boss.
Yeah. Makes a big deal out of the fact that, like, we've now got... Oh, boy. Okay.
This does remind me a little bit of a Reaper from Mass Effect.
A bit of a what, sorry?
Reminds me of a Reaper from Mass Effect.
Oh, yeah. No, I see that comparison.
Which is also, like, narratively, too, like, precursor race.
Yeah.
This time, these guys are literally called precursors. Oh, wait, and that's a plot of Mass Effect as well. Well, I'm gonna make a wild assumption and say and guess that when these people are talking about creating the new world and stuff, that's gonna involve wiping out some of the things that are here.
Yep. I'm saying right now, yeah, they want to destroy the world like every other.
Mass Effect, which copied from the Matrix, which probably copied from lots of other things.
Yeah. Have you read Joseph Campbell, Brendon? You should read Joseph Campbell. You should. It's a thing that's made a bunch of blockbuster movies extremely samey over the blockbuster movies. People just decide that all movies should be that way, even though it was only ever meant to be like an observational work of how stories typically shake out. People were like, "Oh, this is a how-to. This is how you make interesting stories." It's like, no, idiots. This is how you make them all the same and boring as fuck. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Wachowskis got, as well as the trans analogy. I think they got a lot of the stuff from I think I got a lot of the stuff from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. I might be wrong, but that was a pretty influential work in science fiction.
Philip K. Dick, yeah, absolutely.
And it's like very like everything outside of the Matrix
or Harlan
is
Ellison,
very
sorry.
similar. Yeah,
I Have No Mouth is Harlan Ellison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything, all the stuff that's outside of the Matrix is very, very I Have No Mouth on my screen.
Only without... Actually, the squids in that movie look like the weird dark maker, like the thing we just fought, pretty much, right? And do they call them squids in the movie? I think they do.
In Matrix, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I think they're just like, here's Squiddy, like as a comic relief at least.
Yeah, I've seen an adventure game based on that. Absolutely, I have.
Yeah. I like how, like, for that game, Ellison wrote, like, an actual ending.
Yeah.
Like a...
And it's his voice who does aim in the game as well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. I've seen bits and pieces of it, I've never played it myself. And I've listened to the audio drama and stuff.
Yeah, no, I've watched the Let's Plays of the game a bunch of times. And that's why I know it pretty well. But yeah, it's cool having those two. It's like a weird companion piece to the short story, which is weird. Or an expansion of the short story, which is weird for a 90s game.
So as Daxter said, we did it. He just screamed it, like, really enthusiastically. Quite funny. Yeah, cool. Let me just, before anything else, just see what that mission is supposed to be. I'm not going to do it, because I think we've done enough for today.
Oh, good.
Alright, cool. I know exactly what that is, and wouldn't you know it, it's another weird minigame that doesn't pop up very often afterwards. You're going to see a lot of them.
Great.
I've had enough of you pushing me around.
Am I pushing you around, Bruce? Is that what I'm doing? Alright. I really love that line. I had to include that, even if it's
What's the full line?
The full line is, I've had enough of you pushing me around. It's in the context of... number 2 is like saying, I'm fucking off out of here, Dr. Evil. You're an idiot, and I've been making us heaps of money, and you're just blowing it. So, yeah, number 2 is good. It's Petey's younger self is played by known dirtbag Rob Lowe, but that's whatever. Okay, cool. Well, that is the start of Jak 3.
Yeah.
Sure is just a lot of shit. Doing a lot of missions for these Wastelanders who were kind enough to take us in. There'll be a little bit more of that before, like, really exciting stuff happens. But, yeah, them's the breaks. It's Jak and Daxter. Good stuff, guys. When are you back on? This time next week. So Thursday nights. That's when we'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm almost tempted to do it more often so that you have a better memory of what goes on. But I like recapping. And I like seeing what you remember, what sticks out in your brain.
Yeah, I'm trying. So I've been distracted on my phone.
No, of course. Like I said, the feed's choppy. You only need to get the gist of what I'm doing. So.
There aren't too many plot points, which I think I'm going to struggle with next time. So
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, they got stranded in the desert by the Grand Council, which did not exist in Jak 2. And that exile was done by Count Vigo, who we never met in the last game. And yeah, so here we are. So yeah, look forward to next week when we delve even more into the Jak and Daxter mythos.
Very shagadelic.
It is shagadelic. As far as what's next on this channel, tomorrow night you got review gear planned, and there's only a few left of those, right? How many more review gears do you think will happen?
I'll need to reassess.
Okay.
It's gonna. I thought I would know, but it's gonna depend in terms of how we want to dig up the battle arcs, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Because you've decided you're cutting it off after the first season.
Yeah, but not many.
Yeah, and if anyone tunes in Saturday afternoon Sydney time, I'm thinking 2 or 3 p.m. I'm going to both review on stream the Medieval comic, which is like basically what Medieval 3 should have been, and made by the creators of Medieval 1 and 2 as well. And I'm also going to play the demo for Balan Wonderworld, which is the new one by the guys who made Sonic the Hedgehog and Nights into Dreams. Those games. Did you ever play Nights?
Nope.
Yeah, but you know what it is.
I think I played. Yeah. I think I played a little bit with my mum on the Wii.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they did make a Wii version. Yeah, like a sequel.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, apparently it's pretty. Oh, Yuji Naka. Yeah, of course. The king, Reese's king. All right, cool. Well, yeah, look forward to that. All right, that about wraps it up. Anything you want to say before we head off?
Yeah, please buy a copy of Micromaniacs on the PS1 if you can. Help out Codemasters.
Before they're acquired by who is it? EA? Yeah, it's EA.
Yeah, because they became THQ. Something. I don't know.
All right.
But I linked a video of that. So, but I recommend having a look at this little video there. Said there.
Oh well, yeah. If it's near and dear to you, I'm interested. I'm gonna get you guys to Red Toad's video. He's playing GoldenEye, like should be, like as of now. So go enjoy that. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh man, so much nostalgia for this game.
Cool.
It's really hard to control.